Whether you're a software developer preparing for your next freelancing opportunity or a client looking to hire one, nailing the technical interview is critical. The interview helps evaluate a freelancer's coding skills, but also their ability to collaborate, problem solve, and assess whether there's a real fit. Today, we're breaking down interview preparation tips for software developer interview questions. What to ask, what to say, and what to look for, especially when interviewing through the Upwork platform. Let's start with the why. Technical interview questions will test core skills in programming, debugging, system design, Git, and databases. Behavioral questions explore how a candidate works with others, communicates, and stays motivated. Situational questions give some insight into decision-making skills and adaptability. Interviewing software developers isn't just about checking off the skills that a project requires. It's also about understanding how someone thinks and works, how they complete projects, and how they collaborate. Here are some examples of interview questions for a freelance software developer role and what each question can reveal about skill sets. What programming languages are you most comfortable with? This tells the interviewer about core competencies and whether they align with the project's tech stack. Walk me through how you'd architect a web app. The interviewer can glean how workflows are structured with this question: front-end, back-end, and problem-solving. For interviewees, it's a chance to showcase full-stack thinking and demonstrate familiarity with real-world app architecture. How do you optimize databases? Is a great question for assessing a developer's ability to go beyond writing queries to actually improving how data is stored and accessed. Candidates should demonstrate practical knowledge of things like performance, indexing, and schema design. How do you handle JSON in web apps? Test comfort levels with basic data structures. Interviewees want to demonstrate comfort working with modern APIs, REST, or GraphQL. Can you explain the design patterns you've used and the pattern you prefer? A good answer helps the interviewer evaluate architectural thinking. At the very least, an interviewee should be able to describe how their code is organized and why. Have you used AI tools like GitHub Copilot or Cursor? This question shows AI literacy and willingness to adopt new tech. Interviewers should look for candidates who are honest about what they've tried and how it's impacted their workflow. Now, on to the soft skills questions that matter just as much. How would you explain APIs to a non-technical teammate? This might seem like a technical question, but here the interviewer is really looking for an answer that shows empathy and clarity when working with others. Tell me about a challenge you faced on a project and how you solved it. Tests for creative thinking and resilience. Interviewees should not be afraid to share a mistake as long as they learn from it and share that takeaway. How do you make sure your code is scalable and maintainable? Great responses would mention naming conventions, tests, and documentation. These are habits that freelancing clients value. Describe a time you had a conflict with a team member is a classic question to evaluate communication skills. A strong answer should talk about how the issue was resolved professionally and help the interviewer assess maturity and emotional intelligence. How do you stay current with tools or trends? A few things highlighted by this question are a developer's commitment to continuous learning and proactivity about self-motivated career growth. Social media threads, newsletters, AI tools, tutorials, or online communities could be some good ideas here. What's your biggest strength and what is one area for growth? Is another question that looks at self-awareness and growth mindset. Interviewees, be real here. Share a strength that aligns with the role and a weakness you're actively working on. Interviewers, you're looking for signs that this candidate is coachable. Good hiring clients on Upwork will be looking for a few key things in interview answers. Listen for structured answers. Using the STAR format is usually a good sign. Describe the context of the situation or event. Explain what the responsibility or task was in that situation. Share the specific action steps taken to address the situation or task. Share the resulting outcome of actions and what was achieved. Interviewers are not just seeking technical brilliance. Candidates who communicate clearly and take ownership are prioritized in the hiring process. Overall, look for signs of reliability, responsiveness, and collaboration. So, as a freelancer, how can you make sure you shine in your interviews? A few suggestions I would make are: tailor answers to the client's specific needs and tech stack. Practice explaining your process, not just the end result. Come with stories that show you can collaborate and also work independently. And be ready to talk about how you handle missed deadlines or tricky feedback. Software developer interviews, at least the good ones, should go beyond the code. They reveal how candidates think, communicate, and solve problems. Hiring managers should make sure their questions are relevant and reflect real project needs. As a freelancer, it's your job to prepare examples that showcase your technical expertise as well as your mindset. Upwork is the world's largest human and AI-powered work marketplace. If you're looking to get hired as a remote software developer or find the right developers to join your team, the Upwork platform connects you with vetted professionals and AI-powered tools to help you succeed. Subscribe for more tips on hiring, freelancing, and working smarter in the AI era, and explore the Upwork platform to define success on your own terms with the flexibility, opportunity, and choice to shape how you work.